Welcome, everybody, to Cup with Gup on this beautiful Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. Hope you guys are having a great hump day as we make it through the week. As always, use the code NFL for 25% off any package right now. Free 7-day trial included. No risk with that. If you don't like us in 7 days, cancel. You never see a charge. Now, well, actually, August 1st through September 13th, which is the opening Monday Night Football. If you sign up under that code, you will be entered into a drawing with several prizes. Have those rolling out here in the next week or so. Probably get them out by Monday. I can go over them on Smash or something like that. Or maybe by Friday on Cup with Cup, I can roll out some of them. I got a few of them gathered up last night, still working on the rest. If you are a current sub and you finally want to upgrade to the full site and join many that have in the last almost 2 weeks now, appreciate all you guys that have upgraded. DM me on Twitter or Slack, and I'll give you your loyalty code for you guys that have been with us for a while. You won't regret that. It's a fairly sizable discount compared to what we publish, but we want to reward those that have been loyal to us for quite a time. Prices will go up across the board September 14th, so if you ever want to give it a try, now is the time. Let's get the listener league full. I'll put it in the description here. I believe we're almost there, but I'll go ahead and throw it in there. 500 to first, flat payout structures, limited rake. Top 3 get GC swag credits. Rate and review us on iTunes. I'll be doing giveaways all kickoff week long for NFL. Specifically for people that rate and review us, you will get a special giveaway. So if you do that, it's free to do. If you haven't done it in a while or you forgot, just go ahead and do it again. That ensures that you remember you're there. YouTube comment winners this week. A lot of comments this week. I appreciate it. Keep those coming. That really helps us, the algorithms, all that kind of stuff. I gave 3 away this week because we had a lot more, comments, which I appreciate. Brian Young, Greg Buckles, and BMR034. You all 3 get GC swag credits. Send me a message on Slack in the GC Warrior Room or on Twitter if you're not a premium member by chance, and I will get you your credit code. PGA final thoughts for me for the non-premium member version, I guess you would say. First, the weather. About a 40% chance of rain this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. Friday looks good. Stronger chances of rain Saturday and Sunday. It just looks like similar system that's kind of going to come through here in Oklahoma and just keep going east, apparently. It's pop-up summer. It's hot. Showers, nothing that says, wave advantage or anything like that. You could make an argument to lean AM guys for round 1 showdown or first round leader, but that's it at most. I still wouldn't hate anybody in PM. It's going to be rather warm. It is warm there now. There's a cool front coming in through here and all the way down to over there Saturday and Sunday. So I think Sunday will actually be a little cooler, but nothing crazy as far as stacks or anything like that. Not for me, for full main slate stuff. Moving up the ladder for me, Wolf is 1. Nothing to get crazy on. I've learned over the years now that doing, when you say you love a guy like Wolf, like especially premium members and stuff that I talk a lot with, like they'll go and have like 35% of Wolf. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, I like him. He's moved up, but he's still only projected, let's call it 3 to 5%, 6, 7, let's say 7% max. Well, if you want to get double the field, you still only need 14% of them. Is he in that core type deal or 1 to 3 max? I haven't quite made that call yet. I'll have the final write-ups going out shortly, but he's moved up my ladder from him. He played great here in 2019. He bogeyed the last 2 holes, still finished 19th that year. Had a triple on 18. He had troubles with 18, but had 2 or 3 eagles over the 4 rounds and tons of birdies. So he doesn't have to worry about bombing it this week. If he keep it in play, maybe he clubs down more than not. We know his wedges can catch fire and he can putt, pretty decently and get hot. He's got a pretty good form coming. I mean, better than he was, right? A 39th at the 3M Open. They're pretty good out showing last week. A 17th at WGC. I think we're getting him at a huge discount. He's a guy that's moved up for me. Woodland just continues to climb for me. He's probably one of my top 5 favorite plays of the week. I'm going to be on him heavy. And then Webb. I kind of made the call. I don't know what I'm doing with Usti yet. I'll go into depth with that on final thoughts and stuff and on E9 this afternoon. But if I was choosing between 2, I think I'm going Webb. I see enough there in the deep dive and looking at his rounds and where he's done well and stuff in the last, call it 4 tournaments, maybe 3 tournaments, that instead of, and I think it's going to cause Webb and Usti to have a lot tighter ownership and keep Webb from running away from like a 35%, 38% ownership to maybe he's closer to 25, 28, and Usti's right there because he's been coming in with great form and still playing great form, good form, let's say good form in the last 4 years, and he's got a third, a second, a third. Here, I think the perception is, and we've talked about it, like he struggled for a while. He took time off. He had COVID. He's got a lot of kids. So he's just as he's talked about it, and his caddy as well. His schedule's, scaled back some. But now he's playing a little bit. I think he's ready to make a run for the FedEx. A 19th at the Open, then a 15th last week with a great Sunday and Friday, I believe. A 65 and a 64, I think, were those 2 days. Now he's at a course that he absolutely loves. And so if he's got some momentum and he's being scaled back just a little bit, there's an argument to be made that Usti winds up being the highest owned over Webb. I'll just go Webb and take my chances there, which means, and I'll write this up, I've been talking about the chalk and all that. Now, this is probably where the chalk busts, right? So I'm finally going to eat some chalk and make my call there because I like Webb. He's in my rankings, yada, yada. And I talked about this on Monday where I kept moving people out of my pool just because of ownership, even though they rated high. I liked him. Usti's up there too, so I don't hate him. I'm just not going to do that this week. I'm going to find ways to get difference, whether it's I go Webb, Wolf, David Thompson to start a lineup. David Thompson's a guy that I just, I like him this week in general. But, now I get a chalky Webb, but I got a 4% guy, a 2% guy, and I'm just making that up on the fly. But there's so many ways to get different, especially in MME, that I'm going to stop tossing guys that I have in my top 10 and 20 rankings out and not playing them. I'll make some choices in tough fades, but, I'm going to be a little more cautious of where I do that, more precise where I do it, if that makes sense. I'll go into that more on E9 if you got questions on there, if you're listening now. Fading, moving down. Reeve is just a guy that continues to get love this week, and I get it, but not so much for me. That's a spot where I'm like, okay, I get it. I can see it. The course fits him. Wedges have been on fire, but that's a guy I'm going to move down and be very light on at best. Schwartzel's a guy I was on. Now I got him getting top 10 for sure in ownership. Could flirt with top 5 in ownership. Coming in great form, a second at 3M, 26th. I like him, but I'll be lighter on him than I expected on Monday. So he's definitely moved down the list to me. And then Strillman, he's another guy like Reeve. I get it, understand it. But everything I've looked at, he just doesn't rank up as high as I would think. He's got a missed cut and a 72nd here in the only 2 times he's played it since 2016. His putter struggles at times. This is you got to get to, let's call it 18 under at worst, 20 under type deal. He's 8,300. So let's say you want a top 10. He probably needs to be in that 15, 16 under range. Those are the kind of spots where I think I'm going to say, all right, I'm okay fading that. And if he kills me, he kills me. But I'm going to go ahead and eat Webb and Usti chalk or something like that, and maybe Kokrak type deal, and come down here to these guys. There's enough reason for me to say, all right, I can be off those. And if those guys that kill me, then Sunday I just go, hey, I wasn't going to play Strillman. But I'm tired of sitting there on Sunday going, fuck, English was almost dropped the F word there. We're not in E9 yet. English was my second highest ranked guy under 9,900, and I didn't play him because of ownership. Like that kind of stuff is frustrating. But I can be there Sunday and go, Strillman, he's okay. I get it if you want to be on them, but he's not for me this week. That's fine. Names that pop for me in this kind of segment started a few weeks ago. These are, I'm not going to give you the David Thompson, the Roger Sloans, the guys that I've already talked about over and over. These are just probably super deep flyer, GP MME stuff, big field stuff. Have caught my eye. This guy was in my top 10 originally Monday. Didn't talk a whole lot about him. Went in deep dive, did all that back. But Alex Smalley, originally in my top 10, he's still up there. He's got a limited size. He's a stud. He played at Duke, was on the 2019 Walker Cup team. Shown flashes, has the ability, 6,500, going to be less than 1%. Vincent Whaley, the forgotten chalk. I'm calling him this week. I know he's had some struggles lately, but still finished 26 at the Barbasol, a 37th here last year. He's top probably 30% in putting on Bermuda. His stats are still great. He scores good on par fives. The approach game is, where he struggled a little bit, but if he somewhat finds that, now he's at 6,400 and we're talking 1 or 2%. I can have some Vincent Whaley, especially MME world. And then Keith Mitchell, he's kind of, popped to me here recently in the last day or so. A 5th at the 3M Open. He can putt on Bermuda. We know that. He's in the top half. A miscut here last year, but a 41st in 2018. He has that upside, and for 7,100, sub 3 or 4%. And he's a guy that does bomb it, but I think in a course where he can dial it back down off the tee, that may help him. And then you just got to hit some wedges and get him close. Now, he's not great there by any means, but certainly could be in play for a make the cut top 20 type play this week. And you're going to get him at 2 to 3%. That's a guy we may want to take advantage of in MME. Leverage play of the week, I couldn't decide. I had to. They're neck and neck. They're literally ranked side by side in my final rankings. Adam Scott and Bubba Watson, both are going to be 5% or less. Both have their pluses and minuses. Neither one of them have played this course since 2016. They may have played it earlier. Bubba a little bit better on the putting side. Adam's probably a better ball striker overall. But I think at their price, they're just going to get skipped by, and they're both sub 5%. So I think those are two good leverage plays this week. That name brand leverage play that I've talked about here for a few months now. That pick's been pretty good for the most part. We've had Matt to at times, Ricky Fowler when he has showed up. I almost went with him, but he's getting a little bit of steam. I think he may be double the ownership of a Scott at Bubba if they come in at 4%. So that'll wrap up that. I'll be back on this afternoon for E9 for the premium members. Yesterday I did my round 1 season-long ranks. So if I was, mock draft, if you will, and I said I would do round 2 today. Quick recap of round 1. I went into depth about the tiers and stuff like that. A lot of these guys are close, but the official for yesterday was McCaffrey, Cook, Henry, Barkley, Elliott, Jones, Kamara, Kelsey, Eckler, Hill, Chubb, and Adams. So my 13th overall pick to start round 2 would be Joe Mixon right now. High upside. I think he'll catch a lot of balls. I think he'll get a lot of workload. If they do have the ability to spread that defense out, that really helps him open up holes. So I'm putting him slightly over so 13, 14, 15 to me are all really close. And I've already moved one guy down 2 and one guy up 2 for my initial rankings Monday. But the next one, so these 3 are close to me: Mixon, Najee, and Diggs. I like all 3 of them. I have them in that order. So 13th is Mixon, Najee is 14, Diggs is 15. Could make arguments for any of those in those spots. I like them all. Najee just a slightly, I'm wondering how much he'll be involved in the passing game. We do know that, Tomlin loves the workhorse, so I don't mind Najee at all. And then Diggs, I think, is just going to have a really good year. I think some people thought I was down on Buffalo. It wasn't that I'm down on Buffalo. It's that I think I'm less optimistic compared to the field, if you will, if we're talking about like averages and stuff. I'm not quite there. I'm more, they're going to be good, but how good? Some people, got them really, really high, but Diggs is going to get his. Single-handedly, I have a bitter taste in my mouth with him as I was winning my league Super Bowl last year. And a lot of people were, I think, and Diggs needed like some crazy number, 24 or 20, for me personally, 28 points or something to beat me. And then on Monday Night Football, Sunday night or Monday Night Football, he gets 30-something points to beat me. So a little bit bitter there, but I don't mind him. I like him at all. Number 16 pick for me is Jonathan Taylor. That would only go down if we get more and more worried about, the quarterback situation there. I do like him still. I'm probably higher on him than most. I know the backfield can get a little crowded there at times, but I like him. I'm going to keep him there above everybody. Really 17 for me. Antonio Gibson's 18. I like Gibson a lot this year. I think market is a little bit bullish on him, but I I think Washington's going to be a lot better with Fitzpatrick. I'm interested. That's one, even though it kills me being a Dallas Cowboy guy, and I don't want them to be great on offense because that defense is certainly one of the top 5 in the league. Gibson's one that I think could really flourish this year with Fitzpatrick being there. Number 19 is Clyde Edwards-Hilaire. That just goes without saying. Anybody on the Chiefs is going to be up there high, and I think he's going to be more of a workhorse than what some think. DeAndre Hopkins at 20. I think the additions that they brought for the passing game will help him. He may get a little bit less double team, a little more open, and then I think Hilaire and him have had a lot more time to get in sync going into this season. So I expect big things out of Arizona this year, and Rondale Moore is just a stud. So I think that'll help Hopkins. And AJ Green, I think people think he's washed up, but I think he can find a role. And I think in that offense, he has a great chance. Justin Jefferson, 21st. I don't think last year was a fluke. I think he'll do well. Darren Waller, my second tight end off the board at 22. Nothing changes for me there. I think he'll get his, even though that offense can struggle at times, but I think he'll get plenty of targets, and that'll be big, especially we're talking PPR format. DK Metcalf for me, 23rd. Keep an eye on that left tackle situation. That seems to be worrisome to Russell Wilson. Not that that's the end all be all for Metcalf, but it is a big deal. Like, that's your backside protector. If you don't feel comfortable in the pocket, especially on your backside, and he seems to have frustration. He wouldn't have said anything about it yesterday, but I do like Metcalf. I think he'll be a stud this year, top 5 wide receiver in the league. And then Mahomes, I think, comes off the board for me at that last pick. Whatever you get a swing pick there, you could probably pick, whether it be a Darrell Henderson, A.J. Brown, J.K. Dobbins, are all right there in that next tier. But I think if I had that last pick, depending on the way your league scores and all that, I think this is where I would probably take Mahomes to end round 2 or start round 3. I hope you guys enjoy these. Keep the feedback coming. The comments go well. Leave in your comments one guy that you would move into that second round that I do not have, and we'll do some more giveaways on that. All those help us a lot. Hope you guys have a blessed day and a great week. Good luck with PGA. I will see you guys for E9, you premium members, later on this afternoon. Thank you.